Hello and welcome to MAFT UK. This video is for both the carp angler and the bushcrafter and anyone who also wants to go out and about and likes to organise their kit. One of the pieces of kit that I'm going to use today is this. Didn't expect that, did you? Why? Well, we all need bags to put things in. And here's one I made yesterday, actually. The small square bottomed bag. And I'm going to make another bag, and I'm going to show you how we do it. And it doesn't take very long, but it's a very handy little trick to know, and it does save you well, it can save you a few quid if you know what you're doing. But just before we go any further, this is especially for you carp fishermen. Look at my lovely new reels. Yeah, you know what these babies are. I had to do it. I had to do it. My reels were really at the end of their life. They were second, maybe even third hand when I got them. Like a lot of my kit when I first started carp fishing. But I really got the hots for those reels. Yes, they are the Shimano Integra 1400 XTDs. And now I've got them. And I can't wait to get on the water to give them a try. Won't catch me any more fish, but at least I'll be able to cast out now to where I needed, well, where I've always wanted to be, let's put it that way. So that was especially for the carp fishermen. Sad, isn't it? It's like buying a new axe, but you won't understand that. Right, okay, let's move on. We're gonna make a bag. What do I need? Well, you don't need a sewing machine, to be perfectly honest. When I was a young lad in the Army Cadets, I used to make my own little bags by hand. It used to take me for hours and hours, but I used to make them. And as things moved on, when I was in the TA and stuff, we used to do a lot of sewing, stitching, badges. Badges? We don't want no stinky badges. You know, there was loads of reasons why I learned to use a needle and thread, but I never actually got to learn to use a sewing machine. There is only one person I can really blame for making me get a sewing machine, and that's you, Dave, from Really Big Monkey One. If it hadn't been for you watching your videos and you inspiring me to do it, then I would have just been continuing with the needle and thread. So thanks for that. Now I'm making all sorts and stitching all sorts of things. I was even putting buttons on with a sewing machine the other day. So it's another skill that I'm trying to pick up. So please bear with me. I will show you my steps through, but you're going to have to. Some of you who may know a lot more than I do may start cringing a little bit through the sewing process. That's fine. I'm not here to win the beauty contest. I'm here to show you how to make a bag quickly and effectively. Right then, what's the first thing we do? We need to identify what we're making our bag for. In my case, I'm making a bag for my head torch. It's quite a big chunky item, lots of head straps and everything, all falling all over the place, and it has a tendency to get tangled in with other things. So I'm going to make one. So I need to establish now the size of the piece of equipment that I'm going to need. Usually, I will wrap it or fold the material in and around it to establish this, you know, what actual size that I need. Giving it a good inch, maybe inch and a half, all the way around the item, and a good 75mm, which is 75mm, 3 inch above to enable me to make the draw cord, and all that will become apparent. Okay, so let's first of all look at cutting my bag to size. Now I've had a mess around, and I think that some material around about the same size as this, perhaps a little smaller, would be suitable to house my head torch. So I'm going to use this as a guide anyhow. So I'm going to use my pencil to draw on the back side of the material. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some tape ready for pinning my, take a corner, and I want to fold it in like that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, the same size. Like that. So that's the first process of the bag making. Now I need the machine. Now do the other side. Drop it in place, bring the needle down, and away we go. Reverse. And that should do. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fold an edge over here and run a stitch down, and as before I'm going to use some bits of tape just to hold it as I come along. You can use pins. Pins are what most people use, but I use tape. And there we go. So I've done my first stitch across the top. That turned out okay. I'm not bothered in the slightest about that being stitched in. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's only a little bag. I'm not wearing it. What I'm going to do now is fold it over one more time. And that now will create the tube for the cord to go through. And then we can begin to stitch across this second edge. Nearly forgot. And there we go. We can cut off our loose ends. And hopefully have a tube for us to slide our cordage through. There we go. There we are. So cordage will go through there lovely. Now all we're going to do is reverse everything over, fold the bag over, and now stitch down these edges here. As before, we go down a couple and then reverse stitch to lock everything in. Now you can see my cutting's bad and that's a really bad edge across there, but I'm not really bothered. Now when I get near, I'm going to do it by hand, just turning the stitches by hand. I want to get it down so it's bedded in like that. And then I lift the foot with the needle in place and turn the bag. Now you can fold it just a little bit while you do that bit. And drop the foot. And I can continue down this line now. As I get closer and closer to the end, I'll go to manual mode. Just turn it by hand because I'm not accurate enough yet. That's the last stitch there. Lift the foot. Turn it back so it's going to go back down the same way. And then we'll put another row of stitches all the way down. There we go. Lift the foot, twist it, and away we go. And there we are. Remove our loose ends. And now we have a phone call. I don't like that, that's work. So there's our bag. And I'm not being funny, that is a perfectly acceptable bag. I have absolutely no dramas with that whatsoever. And do you know what? I actually believe my stitching is beginning to improve. Right, okay, does my head torch fit in? This is a big test, isn't it? Does it fit in? Have I made the bag right? I think that is a snug yes, don't you? Oh! So when I've got that cord on there, I think that will cinch up really nice. What's up, Nate? What's up, dog? Do you not agree with me? So I think that works just fine. Let's get the cord in. There we go. Can't disagree that that is a nice little bag containing my head torch. And now all the straps won't get tangled with anything else. One other thing I'm going to show you, and that is the square bottom. This is a flat bottom or a normal seam. But if you look at the one I did the other day, I puffed that up, that's a square bottom. You see how you got these two folds of material and it comes across there, and it also gives you like a little hook to hang on to and pull out of. Now we can do that like this. Should you wish to turn your bag into a square bottom bag, all you need to do is fold over to the center that way and stitch down there. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we've got that stitched that way, and we reverse the bag now and we stitch it that way. So we've got one fold going halfway that way, turn the bag over, send the other fold halfway. And there we are, got it. Then we have a square bottom bag. Now what I'll do is I'll try and emphasise that a little bit more by sticking in some socky docks. And there we go. So you've got your square bottom and you've got your little tabs there which fold in neatly. And then you can literally grab them to pull anything if you wanted to. But it does give you more room at the bottom. Now it would be great if that head torch still fits in there, but I have a sneaky suspicion it won't, but I will be pleased if it does. And this is my most powerful head torch, but it's not the best one because of that light comes on. It's got a mind of its own. Oh, this looks like it could be a success. And it is a success. There we go. One head torch bag. Brilliant, really pleased with that. So there we go, job done. I think this bag turned out pretty well. I'm really pleased with the product. I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I did the video, as promised to Mr. Warhiker many weeks ago. So there you go, this video is dedicated for you, sir. And if you found that useful, anyone, please give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment to say so. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining me. See you next time. Bye-bye.